Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here behind this giant box. Now I'll talk about this box in a bit, but as you probably are concluding on your own, and probably from the title as well, yes, it's another unboxing video. I got a couple of packages here that we're going to open up. And I do apologize if you're a little sick of unboxings. This was not intentional. I know it's been like 3 in a row now. The first one, a couple of people were nice enough to send me some freebie stuff, which was really very nice of them. Thank you again. And the second one was a box of original Xbox games I opened up. This one, I wish I had waited a little bit longer to do that first video, because then I could have included this. And so that leads me into this package first, because it's smaller, so we'll go ahead and do this first. This was sent to me from the Netherlands. A very nice person there decided he wanted to send me a couple of Amiga CD32 games. Now, his name, and I'm just guessing at it, he said he wouldn't tell me in the private message or on YouTube, but he said he would put it on the package and that I could say it if I could guess which one it is. But I can't really be sure which of these words is actually your name, so I'm just going to take a shot in the dark at the thing I think is most likely your name, because the rest of it is your address, and I don't want to just give out your entire address because that's not cool. So I think your name is Jim Volkers. If I'm wrong, I do apologize. Maybe he didn't even put his name on here and he's sitting there laughing. It's entirely possible. Maybe Jim Volkers is his street. I have no idea, but I think that's your name. So thank you very much, Jim Volkers, for this package, which, as I said before, is a couple of Amiga CD32 games. Now, the reason he sent these to me is he had watched some of my videos where I took a trip out to the UK and I was hunting for these things. And then he saw my retrospective on the Amiga CD32 and he said, you know what, I got a couple of games, I don't want them, I'll send them your way. And I said, of course, you know, you don't have to do that, which is true. You don't have to send me stuff, guys. It's very genuinely nice, it's very much appreciated, but it's absolutely not necessary. But he was insistent, and so, hey, I can't get Amiga CD32 games in this country. That console did not come out of the United States, so yeah, I agreed. I said, okay, all right, thank you very much. And so he went ahead and sent them. So I'm just going to open it up, and then we will take a look at what games they are. Let's just see here. He packed this really well, so I'm kind of not too sure exactly what the best point of entry is here. There's duct tape around it, and yeah, let's go with that. Sorry if you don't like the duct tape noise. All right. Inside, okay. Ooh, wow, it's got a big box. Okay. It is random. Okay. All right, so there's the packet. Well, there goes the packing material. So I saw this back of a box of cereal, and I was like, did he just send me a box of cereal? But no, he used that as a box for additional security. Very, very well done. And that's got tape on it. There's a box of cereal from the Netherlands. There's a picture of the actual cereal. I know he's probably sitting there laughing, being like, that's a box of cereal. But we don't know what this cereal is over here. I've never seen this one. Eat Natural. That's English, so I guess I could have figured that out. But Eat Natural, this is going to be horribly butchered, and I apologize to every single person from the Netherlands I'm about to offend with my terrible attempt at speaking that language. Eat Natural, met amandellen en abrikozen krokant turd ontbijgranen. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm an American. We don't know other languages. Anyway, let's stop embarrassing myself and just go ahead and open this. Ripped open the box there. There's newspaper, which might be able to teach me some more of the language. No, I'm never going to be able to learn it. And ooh, there's a note. Let me go ahead and read this note. Hi Adam, congratulations. You now own 2 more games for the rare could-have-been PlayStation Amiga CD32. Hooray. That is, if the parcel arrived in one piece, of course. Anyway, I hope they work fine and that you get some joy out of them, as I'm very sure I will. Oh, greetings, he put his actual name on there, so I was totally wrong about what his name is. It is not Jim Volkers. He put his name on the card. Do I say your name? I'm going to say your name. Your name is, I think, Suba. There's a little, like, apostrophe over the U. And again, I'm an American. We don't know what those types of things mean. Suba. Suba? I don't know. I totally apologize if I butchered that beyond reason. So your name isn't Jim Volkers. Damn it. P.S. Thanks for loving the Dreamcast so much. You don't have to thank me for that, man. I love that console. Oh man, he did a lot of artwork too. Put picture. Well, I'll show this in a close-up because you won't be able to see this from this perspective. Anyway, back to the games here. Let's take a look. We have, this is Whale's Voyage, right there. Amiga CD32 game, obviously. He was a little concerned that the games weren't going to be very good and that I'd be very disappointed. And as I told him, I can't get games here for this thing. I'll take anything. It could be the equivalent of like Madden 96. I'd still love to have it just because there are no other options. So I was very happy to have anything I could get for the Amiga CD32. So that's why I've got Whale's Voyage. And the other one I've got here is Mean Arenas. I'm sorry, I couldn't really tell what the title was on the front there. Mean Arenas. I'm not really sure what this is, obviously, because I've never heard of most of the games on this console, but it looks pretty cool. So there you go, Mean Arenas and Whale's Voyage for the Amiga CD32. And thank you very much, Suba. Suba. I'm sorry, I don't know that. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. It was very nice of you. Did not have to do that. Now moving on to this big one. Now this big one comes to me from another person on YouTube who I don't know if they want me to say their first name. One I could actually pronounce, by the way, because they're in California. But I don't know if he wants me to say it, so I'm just going to say his YouTube name, SaturnHST. He contacted me and said, hey, I've got this thing, and I'm willing to give you this thing. Do you want this thing? And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, absolutely. And I was like, you really don't have to do that. Enjoy the sirens outside, by the way. I was like, you really don't have to do that. But he was insistent, and I said, okay, fine. And we continued to contact each other and realized I had a bunch of extra games I didn't necessarily need that I was willing to trade to him, and vice versa. So it was partially a freebie, and at the same time we orchestrated a trade here. So I'm going to open up the package and show you all the goodies within. And as you can see, based on the size of the box, there's going to be a lot of stuff. Somebody must have died outside. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is well packaged. Always well packaged. Let's see here. Hit myself in the face with a box. It was about time that happened. You know how hard it is to open a box at this angle? You can't stand because it totally ruins the shot. Anyway, so there you can see the box innards to some extent. I'm just going to hold it like this. I'm going to hold it like this because I want to keep it a little bit mysterious. Now, based on his name, as I'm sure you concluded, SaturnHST, he has a lot of awesome Sega Saturn stuff. I mean, he had a lot of extra Sega Saturn stuff. So if you have interest in the Sega Saturn, I'm sure he'll comment on this video. Dude, you better comment on this video. I would get in contact with him if you have any interest in pursuing Sega Saturn stuff, because he had a lot of extras, and I'm sure he'd be interested in working out trades. So give him a contact there. Now, the first thing up is an action replay. At least I assume that's what it is. It doesn't have the label on it, but this is basically a card you put into the back of a Sega Saturn, and it has a couple of features. It will give you extra RAM for the console. It will basically function as a cheat device, but it also functions as an import enabler. So once you have this in your console, your Saturn is region free, which is very, very cool. Next up is, sorry about the abrupt jump cut there, but each one of these things is individually packaged, and I'm not going to make you sit through that. This is Command & Conquer for the Sega Saturn. Now, I've actually already got this. However, I discovered, much to my sadness, that one of my discs was damaged, and I wanted to replace it, and so that's why I've got this. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of Japanese games here, so I don't know which ones I'll be even remotely able to read, but I'll do my best. Aquazone Desktop Life, Digital Dance Mix, something, if. The word if is on it, that part I can read. Desire, Nemesis the Wizardry Adventure, World Advanced War, I'm assuming, X-Men vs. Street Fighter with the RAM cartridge, the Netlink edition of Sega Rally, which is pretty cool. I've mentioned this before. The The Netlink was a feature you could put, it was basically a card just like this, you could put it back in the Saturn. It still functions to this day, which I found out, basically giving you online gameplay. And if you have two people that have a Netlink, have a Saturn, and have a Netlink version of a game, you can play online with each other. This is Virtual On Cyber Troopers, the South Korean version. I don't know exactly what would be different about that, and I'm sure he will tell me. After I finished shooting that part of the video, I got a close-up look at this thing, and I instantly realized why this is kind of unique. It actually doesn't say Sega Saturn on it, it says Samsung Saturn. Now, Samsung, I believe, is a South Korean company, and so it's possible, I don't know this, and I'm sure a bunch of you do, that perhaps Samsung was the one that released the console in South Korea through some sort of deal with Sega, because Sega is not even really credited on this box. Samsung is down there, they're there, and they're on the back as well. It's almost as if this was their console, which is kind of interesting. I did not know that. Same as with the disc. The only place I saw Sega's name anywhere on here was right there on the disc. But yeah, that's very cool. He gave this to me for free. This wasn't one of the ones that we did as part of our trade, so very nice of him to throw that in, and I wanted to definitely show you guys this because I think this is pretty rare. I have absolutely no idea. Anyone? Something called Marriage? Something by Capcom with a girl and a train. I don't know. Something with a girl who's going like this. I don't know. Convenience Store Simulation Game 2. I assume that's not actually its name, because that's a horrible name. The Covini 2, which I guess is an abbreviation for the Convenience Store Simulation Game. Terra Fantastica. I want it on the record here, even though I know it seems like, why would that game be there? As I said, he had a bunch of extra Saturn stuff, and I basically said, I'll take all the ones I don't have, you know, so just to bolster the Japanese Saturn collection. This one is Toki Meki Memorial Tyson Pazur du Ama. I don't speak Japanese either. I know, what gave it away? Virtual Volleyball, Winning Post 3, Yukyu no Kobaku Official Collection, something with Nobununga, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Shoryu Shenryu Yugi, I give up. Soul Hackers with some sort of cardboard box. Oh, it's a 2-disc game. There you go. Yushin Classic Road, Geka Mujin Tan Toriko, something 2 with a soccer ball, something DD. I wish I spoke Japanese. Neon Genesis Evangelion something or other. Neon Genesis Evangelion Second Impression. Something with Ultraman. Something by SNK, I think it's probably Samurai Spirits, something or other. Rampo, not Rambo, Rampo. Since it's got a picture of a Japanese lady, I'm assuming it's very, very different from Rambo. Ragnagard by SNK. Amakusa's Revenge, also by SNK. Something Dragons of China. Wow. Rukinachi Tandaruru. Okay, I can't even come close to saying that. Roommate in Summer Vacation. Quo Vadis. Something RPG. It looks like a soccer game. Soccer and RPGs combined, I guess. I recognize the series. It's like J-League, Yakyu J-League Baseball. Greatest 997. Tenchi Muyo Rukyu Goku Raku CD-ROM for Sega Saturn. CD-ROM for Sega Saturn is part of the name. He included a couple of extras in this box, which I'll show you real quick here. He included, they're kind of odd extras, but they're very neat, a manual for a Japanese Sega Game Gear, which is pretty cool. And this one's pretty neat. A manual for an FZ10 3DO, Japanese version, which is also very, very cool, because I just got one of these, but it's cool to have a manual for it. Now, I'm sure you're like, alright, well, which was the free thing? Which one of those? Actually, this is all stuff that was part of the trade, except for the manuals and stuff was the freebies. Although I think a couple of those games I didn't ask for, he just gave them to me anyway. But do you want to see the thing? I'm sure you do. Hopefully you do. The thing that started this whole thing, that kicked it all off. This is what he came to me and said, hey, do you want this thing? And it's a pretty sweet thing. This is a boxed Asian Sega Dreamcast. Not to be confused with a Japanese Sega Dreamcast. The actual console's in there, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up real quick. It is actually different. It is, I'll show you as soon as I get it out. It includes a controller, which is very cool. Side, additionally, we have the instructions. We'll get to the unit in a second. And of course it comes with like things like a power cord and all that. But let's take a look at the actual console. The Sega Dreamcast there. There you go. And what makes it kind of unique is it's obviously a very early build. I'm not seeing a manufacturing date on it, but I know that because of internet connections, I guess, at the time being kind of irrelevant, this actually doesn't have a modem on it. This is nothing. It's just blank filler. There's actually nothing there. You can't plug that into the wall. So I assume its region coding as far as games is actually Japanese, but it is technically an Asian model. So this would have come out, I'm guessing, in like South Korea and Hong Kong and so on. So very neat to have that, because I've actually never had one of these. So that's very, very cool. And I want to thank both Suba for the Amiga CD32 games. That was very, very nice of him, and SaturnHST for not only giving me this and the cool couple of extras, but also doing that trade with me. That was very nice. And thank you guys for watching. And I'm serious though. It's as nice as it is that people want to give me stuff like this. It really is very cool. I genuinely do appreciate it. No one has to do that. That is absolutely not a thing that is necessary. But nevertheless, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.